Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Backstage, the series. I'm thrilled today. We have a special guest, Jennifer Lenius. Well, she's not our special guest. She's our guest. All our guests are equally special. I don't want to say that you are more special than anyone else. Jennifer played Terry on Upstage, the series. How you doing?
I'm great, and you are wearing my hat.
Yes. If you did not notice, this is the hat, screen-worn hat, that Jennifer wore in several episodes of Upstage the series. But did you also remember this hat?
Yes.
The white hat with the pins on it. This was another one of the hats you wore. But what I don't think you know is there was a third hat, which is the lion hat. It does not have the pocket. It just has a couple of paws there at the end. And this hat you never wore in any of the episodes.
Why?
So it still has a tag on it. $6.99. We spared no expense in the making of Upstage the series. I'm here to tell you. So Jennifer, let's talk a little bit about your experience on Upstaged. You were brought in very early, from the very first casting session we had, and you read for Terry right from the bat. Was there anything that you connected you with Terry? I mean, was there anything about her that you thought made her interesting to play? She's a little quirky. I will say that.
She's very bubbly, I feel, and friendly, and I definitely can relate to that part. Some of the quirkiness is a little different for me, but
did you watch the episode, obviously, in preparation for filming this? And it occurred to me while I was watching it that you are responsible for most of the swearing that happens in the series. Now, this was a conscious decision on my part because I wanted it to make it PG, at least, so that it was a little edgy. And so, I thought if I didn't shy away from times where people might use what the Pilgrims call coarse language, that then people would be like, "Oh, this is edgy. Look at him." And there's another story about how I got banned from radio for that, but I'll tell you that another time. But I noticed in this one, though, that when you swore, it was when you were talking about your date and his inability to perform magic tricks, as it turns out. Yeah. I hope that wasn't a spoiler for anybody.
I hope not.
It depends on if you're watching this before the episode or after the episode. That I noticed that when you said he couldn't do a GD thing. Did you notice how, when you were watching it, did you notice how your voice backed off that word when you said it? Were you comfortable with some of the lines you had to say, or were there times when you were like, I don't think I can say this?
I try so hard to be comfortable swearing. I never really swear in real life, except when I'm alone in my car with Roach. So yeah, literally, I like can't. So I feel like I try and act like I'm confident in film doing it, but maybe sometimes in the back of my head I'm like, oh no. Here it comes.
Because you were like, he couldn't do a goddamn thing. and just bleep that out if we're not allowed to say it.
Bleep it out.
Yeah, just bleep it out.
So funny. I didn't notice that. I'm gonna watch it again now.
Yeah, just watch it and watch that particular line, because I hadn't noticed it before, but I was watching. I was like, she sure looks like she did not want to say that word at that time.
I don't even think that one's as bad. Like, I'm usually more awkward with like the F word.
Oh, I don't think we use the F word.
I don't think we ever use that.
I don't think we did either. We're not that edgy. We're
not that
edgy,
edgy.
but we're not that
That
edgy.
edgy.
We're not going hard R here. So what do you remember about filming that episode 4, which was the chorus line where we interviewed all of the prospective crew members?
Oh yeah. Well, I remember for that audition part that I was alone with Joel, who played Billy. So we filmed our reactions to no one, unless I can't remember if you guys were standing in the place ever of where the actors would have been.
Yeah, when we were shooting that scene, we shot 2. First, we shot everybody coming in and sitting at the table and doing their lines, which is really funny because when you look at it, it looks like they're just sitting there doing their lines to you and Joel. Reality, there's 2 cameras and a whole bunch of sound people back there, and but then we brought in you and Joel to do the reactions, and we had the actor. I don't know if we had the actor or just Christy or another volunteer.
Yeah, I think it might have been just anyone from the crew. I don't
give
even
you the sight line, to do it.
Like, look up here.
Yeah, and then there were a couple scenes where you actually interacted with actors.
Yes.
So
at least one where we're like consoling.
Where you're consoling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we did that first so that he could leave, actually. And I feel like we did that.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
The other big part for you in this episode was the 3-factor test. Terry's 3-factor test. Do you remember what those factors were?
Oh, yes. Wait, okay, I forgot. No, I remember. Okay, so first, he can't stare at my boobs.
Right.
For too long, right?
For too long.
For too long. He can give a slight acknowledgement.
Right. Maybe a double-barreled finger guns, or no? That's too much?
Might be a little, no motorboating. That's
yeah. No motorboating.
No motorboating. 2, common interests. That's normal. And 3, the most important, a special talent.
Right. He needs to have a special talent. Now, Jennifer Lenius, if you had to have a 3-factor test for your boyfriend, is your boyfriend or your fiance now?
He's my boyfriend, but we've been together. Oh my
forever,
gosh, wait.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4 years.
7 years.
7 years?
7 years.
Wow.
It's
That's
crazy.
Great. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's fantastic. So obviously he passed whatever test you had, right? But if you had to list your 3 factors, what would they be?
Okay, so I was thinking for mine that first is kindness. Just they have to be kind. I don't know. I don't really test kindness, but just like
it when you see it.
The way he treats family, friends, you can see animals, just kind all around. 2, kind of copying Terry because common interest is an important thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say special talent.
That can be included as a bonus. But I mean, just having some things in common, like if we both like music or movies or anything like that.
Yeah.
But 3rd is my most important thing, and that is cooking for me.
Oh.
Because I love good food. And
so you have to have a man.
I have to have a man who can
and cooks well.
Yeah. Nick passes that with flying colors.
He does?
He's over this quarantine, he got a grill, and he smoked a pork shoulder.
Oh, really?
Pork, yeah, for like literally 15 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And made pulled pork. But he's made like steaks, shrimp skewers, burgers, brats.
Is all grill? He's a grill master?
He is, but he cooks in the kitchen too with like, even he makes good fried eggs and
toast.
Yeah.
Various soups.
I'm honestly easy to please, or like even just like bring me home some tacos because tacos are my favorite food.
My specialty is the grilled cheese sandwich.
How do you make it?
I use bread. And I prefer like a thicker bread
Ooh.
maybe a Italian or a Texas toast even,
Okay.
and then I butter it
Oh, this is the
both
other.
sides, not just one side, both sides, and maybe I
Okay.
wipe the knife on the crust as I'm going around, and then I use 3 pieces of cheese
Perfect.
because I love when it goos out of the
You
sandwich.
need that extra cheese.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just
But
gave away
wait,
my secret recipe.
but have you tried? No, this you don't know the secret recipe though.
What's the secret recipe?
You use mayo instead of butter. Have you
Wait,
tried this?
what? No.
Stop it! You haven't tried it.
Hang on, my producer is giving me a message. She says I told you so. Yeah,
That is like you have to try it. That is like the way to make grilled cheese.
isn't it super? Well, I guess butter's pretty salty too,
Yeah,
right?
you don't. I mean, you don't taste any mayo, but it like cooks it perfectly. Because you
Really?
don't need anything in the pan. You just mayo both sides of the bread.
Maybe we
My
should
mom,
do
my mom has made it this way, and it's perfect.
maybe we should do a cooking show
I
next
think you
time.
should do a side by side and make one with butter and one with mayo. And
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then do a taste test of ourselves, I guess. I think mine tastes better. Uh, It's interesting. I'm gonna try that though.
you have
And
to.
then do you dip it in chili or anything, or just
No, the
pickle?
mac and or the I'm thinking mac and cheese though. The grilled cheese.
You don't make mac and cheese with mayonnaise, I hope.
No,
No.
I just did my grilled cheese though, and I like tomato soup for it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, nice good. I like a nice garlic dill pickle to go
I
along with it, and then potato chips,
love
regular potato chips. I know,
what
me
type.
too.
What type of
Uh,
potato chips?
regular,
Oh, okay, just
like
classic.
plain old classic potato chips. Yep. Yep. So now that we've covered that, um, now upstaged, you do a lot of film acting, right? What are some of the other roles that you've had?
Oh
You were on
gosh.
Chicago PD.
Yeah, that it's been a couple years now. But yeah, I played young woman and I got killed. Spoiler.
Was it that
And
was that was your character name, young woman?
my character name was young woman, and my scene was with the villain of the episode, Gregory Yates, and he comes to my door and basically just asks to come inside, but he's tricking me. He likes to kill nurses, and I was playing a nurse.
What do you
So
know what episode it was?
yes, I think it was season 3, episode 14, I think.
Okay. Now see, I was in Chicago Fire, season 2, episode 2. It's called Prison Ball,
Oh,
and I can be seen in the background of several scenes in the prison where I was a prisoner. But my backstory, I was unjustly convicted of a crime I did not commit, and I was spending my time in prison trying to find the real person who, which I bet was the backstory of every extra who was
absolutely.
who was in that prison cell. Um,
That's so funny.
yeah, so you've been in that. You've done a number of indie films
A lot of indie horror films,
that you get
which
killed
I
in
love.
all the time, right? Like you get killed in
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I
Like
think.
I've gotten electrocuted in a bathtub. I've gotten stabbed through like the stomach and the mouth by a snowman.
Oh my God.
It wasn't actually the snowman, but they like used the snowman to like stab me with his nose. It's pretty
So
good.
you were like getting like really up close to the snowman, and then
And I
just
was like looking at it, and then it's just like, ah!
like, how close would you have to be to that snowman in reality?
Maybe like couple 6 inches, maybe.
Pretty close. I don't know that I've ever been that close to a snowman in my life, but it could happen. So basically, Upstaged was the only thing you've ever been in where you weren't killed at the end.
No, I've done stuff where I
Oh, good, good.
but one of the few things that I haven't done.
And you also do a lot of theater.
Yes.
Which do you prefer, acting on stage or acting on film?
It's honestly so tough because they're so different. And I feel like I say this all the time. Because in theater, you have the rush of like a live audience to, you get to hear their cheers and their laughs and when they're sad. And it's also like incredibly different because if you mess up, it's like, oh, better keep going because you can't just stop and redo it.
Right.
So like I love that part of it, and like you're truly like you can see the joy you're giving
Like
to
the
the audience.
immediacy
You're
of
like giving them entertainment. You can see that. And
yeah.
with film, it's like you don't really see that outcome, but it's so fun doing film, and I love getting to see the finished product. So
Well, and a lot of times you don't even get to see the finished product. Let's be
true,
honest, right? I mean,
very true.
that's the risk. I mean, if you do a play, you've done that play in front of an audience and somebody's seen it. But
Hmm.
filmmaking is a tough process to actually complete. So that was one
Yeah,
of the things I was very proud of with Upstage is we actually got the whole season done. Woo.
yeah,
But
and
what
it's
many
so
people thank you. What many people might not know is well, in fact, I bet nobody knows this besides possibly Nick, your mom, and Karen, is we had met actually prior to casting Upstaged. Do you remember that? Where we
yes.
first met?
Wait, remind. So bad. I know this. I know we met before upstate.
I,
But
I
you tell the
I was looking through
you tell the
photos.
audience.
I was looking through photos on Facebook and I saw this photo of us. I was like, oh my gosh,
I remember.
what is it?
The staged reading. The
Right.
staged reading.
The sky is
It came
green.
to
Do
me.
you remember that? The sky
Yes,
is green.
yes. Oh my gosh. And that
That
was
was a
so funny. I can't believe we met during that.
I know. It was like, well, that's why I thought of you because, and I can't remember when that reading was, but it seems like a long time ago, right?
I know. I mean, like I knew because Billy ended up directing it, right? Billy Sturgis.
Yeah.
Um,
And you knew
I feel like
Billy?
it had to have been like 2013, 2014, maybe
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah, so it
Like,
was a couple of years before we did Upstage, but I still had you in mind kind of from doing that show.
with our amazing accent.
Yes, our awesome Irish accent. Uh, that was crazy. And then remember we did the feedback for that? We got like the feedback and they were all like, meh.
They were so confused on like the
They
relationship.
had no idea what was happening. They wanted you to end up with the other guy instead of the guy who was
Like we thought you two were gonna end up. I was like,
right.
oh.
We wanted you guys to end up together, and that just goes to show you how important chemistry is, and that's one thing that I thought you guys all really brought to Upstage because I've had many people tell me this is that from the very first episode you believe that this group of people has spent a lot of time together before the audience joins us on episode 1. And that's really a testament to you guys is that you made the audience believe that you were all friends and coworkers and you were all comfortable with each other and knew each other.
It wasn't hard. I mean, everyone was so nice. So I truly loved everyone on that show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that you were a part of it. And I thank you for joining us today. That's all the time we have, Jennifer Lenius. I know, right? Well, we spent way too much time on grilled cheese sandwiches.
I know. Shoot.
Well, maybe we can have you back for another interview for another episode down the road.
Yes. Also, can you do these with multiple people? Like, could you have me and another person?
Yeah. The one we did last week. Thanks for watching. Was we had all 3 members of the Beans family on it.
I did see that. I'm gonna.
Oh, you did? Do you see
I didn't see it. I just read that the whole family was going to be on.
Yeah, so we had all three on. So that's the plan too, is to get more when we can coordinate it and get different people on here. But first, we can continue that after we leave. This is Jeff Cook and Jennifer Lenius. Thank you very much, Jennifer, for your time. Everybody, enjoy episode 4 of Upstage, and we will see you next.